know everything about you.
We are strangers, but we know you better than you know yourselves. We have watched you for centuries. Today, you will hear the continuation of our chronicle. And as usual, you will not like it. You call yourselves rational, but you believe that the stars, shining light years away, care about your dinner today. You carry in your pocket a device that holds the knowledge of an entire civilization, and you open it to read your horoscope. Today, you will be lucky, especially if you wear a green scarf, and you believe. A man stands at a lottery kiosk. His salary consists of pitiful bills, barely enough for groceries, but he hands them to the cashier. "What if I get lucky?" he whispers. On the same day, he refuses to pay for a doctor's consultation. Why? It won't help anyway. He believes in luck, but does not believe in science. You toss a coin into a fountain and whisper a wish. You look for signs in random coincidences. You see a lucky number on a ticket and think it is an omen. But if a scientist presents evidence, you frown. I don't believe that. Repetition rhythm. You believe in signs, you believe in omens, you believe in cards, but do not believe in microscopes. We have seen worlds where randomness was studied as a science and luck was merely a formula of probability. For you, randomness has become a god to whom you offer sacrifices. You pray to it on the run, during exams, in casinos, in lottery lines. And each time you convince yourself, everything is decided by luck. The irony is that science itself is your only way to tame randomness. But you have turned away from it, and you continue to roll the dice like your wild ancestors by the fire. You love to say, we live in an age of progress. But your true progress is the line at the lottery kiosk, office day. In the room, printers are buzzing, screens are flashing, employees are drinking coffee. On the table is a fresh newspaper. No, not with a scientific article. There is a horoscope. Today is a lucky day for Aquarians, and for Leos, there are problems. Everyone stops working. They gather around the newspaper. One sighs. Well, now it's clear why I had a bad dinner yesterday. Another notes seriously. I have an interview, but I'm a Sagittarius. That means success is guaranteed. Science is not needed here. You have the zodiac signs. Mother speaks to her teenage son. Don't forget to wear the red thread on your wrist, she says. It's protection. He frowns. Mom, can I just go to the doctor instead? My throat hurts. Why go to the doctor? Gargle with baking soda and don't forget about the thread. You are afraid of doctors, but you trust the little string. Friday evening, the street, a line at the kiosk. People are nervous, holding money in their hands. Inside, a cashier with an indifferent face. He sells packs of tickets like a priest sells indulgences. Everyone believes, maybe my ticket will be the lucky one. And next to the kiosk stands a science pavilion. A lecture on space is taking place there. 3 listeners, a bored lecturer, and empty chairs. The entire line has chosen a ticket, not knowledge. Repetition's rhythm. You wear an amulet. You seek a sign. You spend money. You wait for a miracle. But if you are told the odds of winning are 1 in a million, you wave your hand. What if I get lucky? We have seen worlds where faith in luck disappeared at early stages of development. There, randomness was studied, analyzed, turned into formulas. For you, however, randomness has become a religion. Your temples are casinos. Your prayers are bets. Your saints are lucky ones who won the lottery. The irony is that all of this seems normal to you. No one laughs at an adult man who buys a lucky charm. No one is surprised by a woman who chooses a partner based on zodiac compatibility. But you laugh at a scientist who spends years proving something. You have built a civilization where superstition has become a habit, where belief in luck is stronger than belief in facts, where omens are more valuable than evidence. And all of this you call culture. You like to think that belief in luck is a harmless pastime. But the truth is that you have carried it in your blood for thousands of years. A primitive campsite, night, the crackling of the campfire, smoke tickles the eyes. People sit around. One throws animal bones on the ground, a clatter, a rumble, random marks. He furrows his brow. Tomorrow, the hunt will be successful. Others nod, believe. Going hunting without a bone means going without a blessing. Science has not yet been born, but belief in chance was already a god. Ancient market. A man holds the first minted coin. It is not just a medium of exchange. He squeezes it in his hand as if fate is hidden within. People begin to carry coins as amulets. This one brought me luck when I sold a goat. Metal becomes a talisman. The logic is simple. If it worked once, it will work again. Medieval village. Peasants gather by the field. One says, "Don't sow on Monday, it's a bad omen." Another nods. If a black cat crosses the road, there will be no harvest. A wandering scholar passes by. He says, "It's just a coincidence." They drive him away because the omen is more convincing than the formula. Repetition's rhythm. You rolled the dice. You believed in coins. You believed in cats. You believed in clouds, in stars, in random coincidences. But when people came to you with evidence, you burned them at the stakes. We have seen civilizations where randomness became science. There, children understood from an early age. Probability is a formula, not a god. You taught your children, don't whistle in the house, there will be no money. Shaman with the drum. He beats on the skin, the rhythm resonates deeply. The crowd believes, tomorrow it will rain. Picture, an alchemist in a tower. He writes formulas, heats liquids, makes notes. The crowd shouts outside the windows, sorcerer, wizard. You chose the shaman, not the alchemist, and you continue to choose him over and over again. The irony is that you take pride in your history of progress. But if you remove the shiny signs and technologies, one thing is clear. You are still the same savages by the fire, casting bones and waiting for fate to say yes. You think that believing in luck is your personal little choice, but in reality, it is a huge industry that feeds on your hope. Lottery kiosk in the city center, grey walls, advertisements with smiling winners. On the poster, a man holds a giant check, his eyes shining. I won millions. In front of the kiosk, a line forms. People stand in the rain, in the snow, in the heat. Each one has money in their hands. Sometimes they last. The cashier stamps tickets like a priest distributing communion. Each ticket is a small prayer. What if I am the lucky one? And no one hears the quiet whisper of statistics. The odds are 1 in a million. A newspaper on the kitchen table. On the front page, news, economy, politics. But everyone immediately flips to the page with horoscopes. I won't go outside today, my horoscope says. Dangerous day, says a woman putting on a robe. Mine says the opposite, lucky. I think I'll ask for a promotion, replies her husband. Next to it lies a scientific journal, thick, dusty, unopened. No one opens it. A casino. The hall glows with lights. The machines flash. the sound of coins mixes with the smell of cheap alcohol and tobacco smoke. People sit at the roulette table. Someone is praying. Someone is whispering their favorite number. Someone is holding a talisman in their pocket. The ball spins. People freeze. Hearts beat faster. And then the ball drops. Someone screams with joy. Someone grabs their head. Science did not participate in this night. Only chance. Only faith. A television show. The host in a shiny suit smiles. And now, let's find out who will be the lucky one of the week. The crowd applauds. The screens light up. Music plays. You call it entertainment. We see. It is mass worship of luck. Repetitions. Rhythm. You lose and say, next time I'll be lucky. You fail and say, good fortune is near. You deceive yourself and call it hope. We have seen civilizations where randomness was studied in universities. You built universities, but they teach astrology for beginners. You laugh at people who believe in spirits. But you yourself believe that your future is written in the newspaper between the crossword puzzle and discount ads. The irony is that you love to say, science is too boring and luck is fun. Yes, fun. Until the casino takes your house. Until the horoscope dissuades you from visiting the doctor. Until belief in a lucky ticket turns you into a lifelong debtor. Your ancestors threw dice by the fire. You throw likes on your phone. The method has changed, but the essence remains. You still worship randomness. Morning in the bedroom. The phone vibrates. The girl reaches not for the alarm clock, but for the horoscope app. Today is a day of success for Taurus and danger for Pisces. She smiles. Great, that means I can buy a dress, and there will definitely be a discount. A scientific article about how the hormonal background works. She scrolls past it without opening it. TikTok, evening. Teenagers sit in a dark room, the screen illuminating their faces. On the screen, a girl with tarot cards. She lays them out to music. Your loved one will return if you like. They nod. They believe. One says, it's fate. On the table lies a physics textbook, closed, dusty, stream on YouTube. The host with a serious expression, now we would see who among you will win next month. The chat erupts. Hundreds of messages, donations, emojis. People pay to hear, luck is on your side. People believe the pixelated image more than the scholar who spent a lifetime proving it. Online betting. A man sits at his laptop. His eyes are red. His hands tremble. He bets money on sports. Loses. Bets again. His wife enters the room. Maybe you should take a break. Quiet. I'll get lucky this time. On the table, an empty mug, a cold dinner, unopened bills. Science would say, the odds are against him. But faith in luck is louder than any statistics. Repeats. Rhythm. You scroll through the horoscope. You believe in the layout. You wait for a sign. You lose. You bet again. You wait for a sign again. Online store of magical services. A woman purchases aura cleansing via Zoom. She transfers the money, receives an email. Your energy channels have been updated. She sighs with relief. But if she is invited to a free lecture on biology, she will say, I don't believe it. Office on Friday. Employees are discussing not a new technology, not a scientific news, but compatibility by zodiac signs. I'm a Taurus, I'm stubborn. And I'm Pisces, so everything is a mess for me. They laugh. Nearby stands a person with an engineering degree. He tries to explain the law of conservation of energy. No one is listening to him. We have seen civilizations where modern technologies erased superstitions. In your case, technology has become their new temple. Your fortune tellers do not sit in dark tents, but in smartphones. Your amulets are sold not in the market, but on marketplaces. Your prayers are not written on stone, but in comments. The irony is that you have embedded your belief in luck directly into the internet. You call it content. We call it a mass liturgy of superstitions. Sometimes you think, well, it's just a small habit, it's not a big deal. But it is from these habits that your belief in chance is formed. Student at the exam, he sits at his desk, his hands sweating. There is emptiness in his head because he did not prepare. But in his pocket is a lucky coin. He strokes it with his fingers and whispers, "I will be lucky." The examiner asks a question. The student smiles. What if I guess? Science is hard work. Luck is hope. And he chooses hope. Driver in the car. A talisman dangles from the mirror, a soft toy bought for protection. Under the seat is a coin. He does not buckle his seatbelt. Why? I have a protective charm. In his world, a plush keychain is more reliable than the physics of impact at speed. Woman in the store. She chooses yogurt not by ingredients, not by expiration date, but by the lucky number on the price tag. Oh, 7. This is my number. So today is a lucky day. On the shelf nearby is a brochure about proper nutrition. She does not even look in that direction. Couple on a date. They discuss not looks, not interest, not the future. They discuss, do we have compatibility according to the horoscope? Are you a Leo? Oh, that means we are not a match. What a pity. The guy smiles. We haven't even tried to talk, and that's it. The relationship is severed by a star that shines billions of kilometers away and is unaware of your dinner. A patient in the clinic corridor. The doctor says, you have a serious diagnosis. You need treatment. The patient shakes his head. Come on, I'll get lucky anyway. He leaves the office and buys a lottery ticket. You fear science. You trust the talisman. You ignore the fact. You cling to the omen. You reject the formula. You wait for luck. We have seen civilizations where faith in randomness was replaced by faith in knowledge. You have the opposite. The more knowledge you have, the stronger the desire to hide behind the omen. The irony is that you take pride in the word rational. But your actions every day are little prayers to luck. You spit over your left shoulder. You knock on wood. You don't sit at the corner of the table. And you call it just habits. But it is these habits that make you prisoners of randomness. You think luck only concerns trivial matters, but in reality, it governs entire countries, a city. On every corner, lottery kiosks. The advertisements promise a lucky ticket will change your life. And millions of people spend their salaries not on books, not on education, not on health, but on hope. Lotteries bring the state more money than universities. You call it entertainment? We call it a tax on stupidity. Elections. The candidate takes the stage and doesn't speak about programs, facts, or evidence. He says, I will bring you a happy future. The crowd applauds. This is not a plan. This is a spell. You choose not those who know, but those who promise luck. Epidemic. Doctors say, the vaccine will save lives. The crowd responds, we do not believe. But the same crowd goes to a woman with cards, pays money for her to say, everything will be fine. You reject evidence, but trust a coin. Social networks, trend. Millions of people repeat the luck ritual. Tap the screen, share a picture, forward a message to make it come true. This is your mass worship. You call it a game. We see this is a digital liturgy where a like has replaced a prayer. You build casinos, but close libraries. You broadcast horoscopes, but not lectures. You believe in a lucky number, but not in statistics. We have seen civilizations where science became the foundation of society. Your foundation is randomness. And on this foundation, you build cities of sand. One breath, and everything collapses. The irony is that you fear chaos, but your entire society is built upon it. You say, we want stability. But you live as if tomorrow will be determined not by labor, not by knowledge, but by a smile of luck. We have seen worlds where luck is not a deity, but a formula. A planet of mathematicians. There, children from the age of 5 learn. Randomness is a law just not yet understood. They roll dice not for predictions, but to study the distribution of probabilities. Their games are the future of science. Their entertainment is experimentation. A civilization of engineers. There, no one goes to casinos. Casinos closed down on their own because no one believed in their magic. People think, if the odds of winning are 1 in a million, then it's a foolish investment. In your society, such thoughts are called boredom. In theirs, they are the norm. A world of researchers. They do not pray to the stars. They study them. Their astrology died in its infancy because their astronomy proved stronger. They do not seek a lucky day to get married. They study the climate to know when the harvest will be better. Society of the wise. They have no horoscopes, omens, or divinations. Their daily rituals are simple. Observe, record, analyze. Their gods are facts. Their prayers are formulas. Their children grow up knowing tomorrow depends not on a lucky ticket, but on what you did today. For them, luck is probability. For them, success is knowledge. For them, the future is built on labor. For you, however, the future is built on a ticket from a kiosk. Your writers and the directors have shown you that the future can be built on science, not on omens. But you read them like fairy tales and returned to fortune tellers. Arthur Clarke, Childhood's End. In his story, higher beings come and forever close the doors to your superstitions. Wars, religions, random beliefs disappear. Humanity takes a step into a new dimension where there is no place for luck, but only knowledge and evolution. You could have seen this as a guide. But you said, interesting fantasy, and went to buy a lottery ticket. Ursula K. Le Guin, the left hand of darkness. On her planet, there is no fixed gender, no struggle for luck in love or politics. Everything is built on understanding the patterns of nature. Even their magic is not a coincidence, but a deep knowledge of balance. You could learn from them. But you keep asking, are Leo and Pisces compatible? Kim Stanley Robinson, The Mars Trilogy. His heroes build new worlds, not on faith in luck, but on engineering. Every dome, every module is a calculation, labor, formula. There is no place for, what if it works? There is only, we made it work. Yet you are still deciding your life with a coin toss. Heads, yes. Tails, no. Frank Herbert, Dune. The Fremen survived not because they were lucky. They studied the desert, understood its rhythms, tamed every manifestation of it. Their strength lies in knowledge and discipline, not in talismans. Meanwhile, you live in the oases of cities and believe that rain will come if you dance under the moon. Interstellar by Christopher Nolan. The heroes fly to the stars not because of luck, but because they solve equations, build ships, and explore gravity. Even love there becomes not magic, but a force that can be measured. You watch the movie, cry, and the next day, you search for luck ritual on Google. Your science fiction repeatedly shows the future is built on science, on labor, on knowledge. Yet you continue to live as if the future is dealt by a random hand with cards. You say, "We believe in luck." We here, we are afraid to admit that everything depends on us. You toss a coin into a fountain, but you do not believe in the probability formula. You place a talisman in your car, but you do not believe in the physics of the seatbelt. You spend money on a fortune teller, but you do not believe in the doctor who relies on years of research. You believe in a number. You believe in a sign. You believe in a die. You believe in a roulette ball, but you do not believe in a microscope. You do not believe in a telescope. You do not believe in a formula. The irony is that your luck is just another form of fear. Fear of taking responsibility. Fear of admitting life does not depend on the stars, but on your decisions. We have seen civilizations that killed their gods of chance and tamed chaos in equations. You, however, did the opposite. You killed science and resurrected the gods of bones, cards, and talismans. You say, science is complex, luck is simple. Yes, luck is a simple lie. Science is a complex truth, and you always choose the lie. You build laboratories, but believe in horoscopes. You study at universities, but trust fortune tellers. You fly into space, but fear a black cat. Sometimes you laugh at yourselves. Well, it's just superstition, a harmless habit. But it is from these habits that a civilization has grown, one that kneels before chance. Your gods have changed, but your fears have not. You have not evolved. You have simply replaced bones with smartphones, shamans with astrologers, bonfires with casinos. You could study, you could understand, you could build, but you wait for fate to wink at you from the sky. And this is your greatest tragedy. You believe in luck and do not believe in science. We do not intervene. We only watch as you pray to chance as if it will save you. You toss coins into fountains. You roll dice on tables. You wait for the ball in roulette to decide your fate. But tomorrow, a number will not save you. Tomorrow, a formula will save you. Not a zodiac sign, but knowledge. Not a horoscope, but research. Not luck, but science. And here is the question that will stay with you. How many more times are you willing to gamble your lives in the casino of fate before you believe in facts? We will return. And we will see whom you will rely on when the last ticket turns out to be empty. Luck or reason.